Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. I am excited to be joined by female director Chazitear.
Hello.
Chazitear, what brings you to the 23rd annual Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival?
Been 23 of these.
23.
Wow. I am here as an official selection with my film, The Class Reunion. We are so very excited to be here to showcase this film about just Black lives and how they matter.
Well, definitely Black Lives Matter, but talk to us about the genesis of the film. How did it become into being? And you said it's your second feature, so we're going to dive into that too.
Absolutely. So The Class Reunion is written by Barshea Lowery. This is his first feature film. He's also starring in it as well. And it came about, we actually were writing the same title film at the same time. And it just so happened, he's like, yeah, I'm writing a film called The Class Reunion. I'm like, so am I. And he's like, well, send me yours. Let me read it. And so he sent it to me. I read it. I loved it immediately. I sent it to my producing partners, Bree and Chuck West with Chazitear Productions. And literally they were like, let's do it. Let's do it. And we did it. We shot it in less than 7 months after reading it and deciding to do it. And it's really just about 5 students. They're coming back to their 10th anniversary of high school, and they get locked in the cafeteria with their principal, who is, played by Lil Rel Howery, and it's very funny. He brings the fun.
He brings the fun.
He brings the fun, the funny. He is very active with the talent. We allowed him to be the artist and the genius that he is, and he just ran with it. It's amazing.
This is bringing me to an interesting point because as a director, you kind of want to control your set. And working with a writer, you have scripted stuff. But
Absolutely.
Lil Rel is going to riff and maybe improv and maybe throw your whole production off its rails with some. How do you manage that?
Absolutely. So for me, I am a director's actor. I love to let my actors play. And Rel and I actually had a lot of moments where we would just sit and talk before shooting, get his ideas on what he thought. He never told me what he was going to do, but, I just let him do what he wanted to do because I knew it would be good. And it really was. The hardest part was trying to find the right take because he gave us so many good things. So, but yeah, I love to let my actors do what they do.
So on your set, it's collaboration.
Absolutely. I think that it's important we're all artists, and we all want to make a great film. And I love, we sit down, we talk about the scenes, we talk about what can make their characters better. I want them to feel like they're leaving this film having given their all, and it's very collaborative.
As a female director, is the set or is your style or your approach, do you think that there's any different, with the sets that you've been on, or you've seen male directors, do you get pigeonholed? Is there stereotypes?
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, what's the battle for you when you're on set?
Being a Black woman, number one, it's really hard to get people to just listen to you. I've had several, this is my second feature, but I've also done a couple of series and music videos, and I've had a lot of instances where people are trying to tell me what I want as a director, especially ADs. I've had issues where ADs are like, yeah, don't you think you should do this shot though? Don't you think it should be like this? And I think that's different than having my talent say, hey, I think my character would do this differently. And I'm like, okay, well, let's chat about it. Let's see how we can make it work. But I have had moments where people are like, I think it'll work better this way. And I've had to step in and say, I appreciate what you think, but this is my film. This is ultimately a Chazitear film, and it needs to represent my vision and what I think. But, I'm never shutting anybody down, but I do stand up for myself, and that hasn't always been the case. But the last 3 years specifically, I've been really standing on business, as the young kids say.
Well, let's talk about that standing on business, because it brings me to what you said about being a director's actor, where you like collaboration.
Absolutely.
You empower your actors. Who empowers you? Where does you?
Oh my goodness, they empower me. I had a tough day on our second day shooting.
Whose fault was it? You can say Rel.
It was not Rel's fault, but Rel was actually really sweet to me because it was Rel's first day. Our second day of shooting was Rel's first day, and I was so nervous to be working with him. Someone I look up to his work, and I was very excited but very nervous. And it was such a big spec. We shot in a Eastern high school in Washington, D.C., and it's a large cafeteria that we shot in. So I was trying to get the best of the day and get all the shots that I needed. Thankfully, we were able to shoot in order for the most part, but I felt such a heavy heaviness on my heart. I actually boohoo cried when I got home. Like I sucked. It was Rel's first day and I sucked. But my family, my mom, my brother, they were like, you are amazing at what you do. Like, I know you're overreacting. And like, I ended up telling some people on the ride over to set the next day, like, I just felt like I failed yesterday. And they were like, what? Like, I thought you were doing amazing. But like Bree and Chuck, they are always letting me do whatever I want, you know. Knock on wood. We have wood around here. They let me do whatever I want. And because of that, it allows me my creativity to flow. And so they pour into me. They're like, you know, what do you think? And I'm like, oh, well, can I do what I want? They're like, absolutely. So that they pour into me. My cast pours into me, my family, my mom, my brother, my daughter. Like I'm well taken care of when it comes to that. For sure.
The director is the boss on the set, and you said that, you know, look, I'm well taken care of. I got family. I got people behind me. I empower my actors. They empower me. But as a young woman, did you say, I want to be the boss of a movie set? Not an actress, not a princess, not a this. I want to be the boss of a movie set or of a film set. Has that always been in you? Is that something that that's who Chazitear is?
Well, I feel like I've always been a creative. I knew I could never really work for someone because, you know, I have my own.
So you can direct,
thoughts.
You just don't take direction.
I can all right now. No, I can take direction well, but I feel like I just knew that I needed to be in charge. Like I'm a leader just by nature. Like I've always been the kid that kind of did my own thing. You know, I never really had to have friends all the time. I have just been able to just like, you know, move in life by myself a lot. And so that has made me a leader. I've had to make, you know, leadership choices. And I've been in leadership roles a lot in my job. And so any jobs that I've had, I've always been in leadership position. So I didn't really look at it as different, you know, being a director. And I've been doing this since like 2015, directing. So I've taken baby steps, and now I'm kind of in a position of where I feel like I can really run a whole set, and I can run a movie from, you know, pre to post production, and make sure it's great. I think I'm definitely built for it, for sure. Definitely
built for it. What would you tell young creatives, young storytellers that are saying, I want to be the next Chazitear. I want to be a boss. I want to be a leader. What would you tell that young creative?
I would tell the young creative to absolutely follow your heart, live your dreams, because you literally only get one life. You know, don't work a 9 to 5 every day, all day, and then get home and give yourself nothing. Put that same energy. I'll tell you this: when I was serving tables, I got my end report for the year, and I made the restaurant. I'd sold like $250,000 for a year for the restaurant. I'd only made like maybe 70. And I was like, that's crazy. I could have been putting that energy into myself. And so I say to the young person watching this, absolutely put that energy into yourself. What you want to do is just as important as you working someone else's dream. You know, make your dream happen by putting that energy into yourself.
Lastly, what brings you joy? The theme of this year's Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival is to spark joy. What brings you joy in this profession where you get told no more often than yes? You deal with difficult personalities, and as you said, you got to be a boss, Black woman, director. What brings you joy in all this?
What brings me joy is honestly, I think the ending, like listening to people watch the film, you know, talking to people afterwards and they're like, oh, that story inspired me, or I have a story like that. I think the people bring me joy, like getting them to see my art and to resonate with it. It's a beautiful feeling. It's like, you know, this thing came out of my head, out of Barshea's head, out of, you know, whoever put something into this film, them just accepting that and laughing at jokes that I was like, oh, I added that line. You know, that brings me joy. That makes me feel like I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing.
Built for this, a boss, the director of the class reunion, Chazitear. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you.